welcome to another video. My name is Alaya and I love to share healthy recipes, healthy food, healthy stuff that I'm like doing and eating. So that sounds so wrong. Let me repeat that. Hello guys, it's Alaya and welcome to another video. Today I am sharing with you guys a week of baked oats because baked oats have literally been my obsession for the past like couple of months. If you follow me on TikTok, you guys know like baked oats are like my thing right now. I thought I would share with you guys a few recipes, but also I wanted to touch on all the issues that can go wrong with baked oats because something so simple can go so wrong. I'm going to show you guys, we'll explain different ways to make it and also substitutions that you can make if you don't have certain ingredients. Enjoy the video guys, and if you like content like this, please do subscribe. I'm here to bring you guys more healthy recipes, good food and lifestyle content. We'll see. Okay, for day one I call these my chocolate covered strawberries baked oats. Now all of my baked oats follow a simple equation recipe. So 40 grams of oats, 20 grams of protein powder, half a teaspoon of baking powder, half a tablespoon of sweetener, 40 grams of yogurt and about 70 to 90 mils of almond milk depending on what I'm making. To this batter I added a handful of chopped strawberries, added it to my ramekin, and look how thick and nice that is. That is the consistency that I like with my baked oats. Then I added about a teaspoon of this hazelnut spread, about 15 grams. I cover it with the rest of the batter. And for today, I actually air fried these baked oats at about 180 degrees for about 12 minutes. However, I like to use the oven for most of my recipes, but if you're crunched for time, definitely air frying is such a great option. Look how perfect this is. Look at that melt in the middle. You don't want to overcook your baked oats because the melt in the middle will just harden and it won't have that lava cake effect. Okay, for day two, I made chocolate chip cookies baked oats. However, I accidentally stuffed this recipe up by adding a bit of too much almond milk. So what I would recommend is to add, we'll start off with about 60 mils of almond milk, blend it, and if it doesn't blend properly, add about 10 mils at a time till you reach about 80 to 90 mils, or just see if the texture is right. Just keep checking. So do you see this texture? That's not the texture that we want. It's a bit too liquidy. So I made it the next day with about 70 mils of almond milk instead of around 80, and it became so much nice and fluffier. Look how fluffy it was. I forgot to mention I topped it off with Lindt no sugar dark chocolate. Look at this texture. This is the texture you want, and you need to have the batter at a thick pancake-like consistency, not a liquid consistency to get this. I actually oven baked this. I baked it at 185 degrees for about 22 minutes. My go-to is about 185 degrees in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes max. Okay, for day three, I made chocolate peanut butter baked oats. So I followed my basic recipe. I mainly use vegan protein powder because it's nicer and thicker than whey. If you do use whey, please do use less milk. Maybe start off with 50 mils of milk and go from there and build it up. So to the batter, I added about a teaspoon of peanut butter, covered that. See, it's kind of nice and thick. You want that thick pancake-like consistency. Then I topped it off with Lindt no sugar dark chocolate until it was like this, and I baked these at 185 degrees for 25 minutes. Now you'll see when I crack into it, it's nice and, you know, cakey on the top. However, the peanut butter did cook a bit through because I cooked it for longer, so 25 minutes. I would recommend cooking for about 20 minutes if you want that nice, you know, melt of the peanut butter, but you'll see now that it kind of cooked a bit. So we don't want that. We want it to be really liquidy. So that's why I would recommend cooking for about 20 minutes instead of 25. If you're going to make any recipe from this video, definitely make day 4. It's my favorite, raspberry white chocolate baked oats. Before I get into it, I just want to explain one method that I do use. I usually blend my dry ingredients first, then add my wet ingredients to make it more smooth. If you do use this method, please add less liquid to start off with because it will be much more smooth and it will be easier to become a lot more liquidy. So we want the texture to be this thick, like a thick pancake batter. So I layer it up with some frozen raspberries, but you can use normal raspberries. And then I like to put a square of Lindt white chocolate in the middle because it creates that nice lava cake effect once you cut into it. Then I cover it with more of the batter, then top with more frozen raspberries and more cut up white chocolate. I baked this bad boy at 185 degrees for 22 minutes, so that's my sweet spot, 185 degrees, 22 minutes. If you want it more cakey, go for 25 degrees. If you want it more runny in the middle, go for 20, even 18. But this is what it turns out like. It turns out so cakey and nice. This is due to the fact that it was thick and I didn't overcook it. Look at that nice lava cake effect you get. Trust me, if you follow my simple rules, you will get baked oats just like this. So good. Make this recipe, trust me. Thank me later. Okay, for day 5, I made FERRERO Rocher. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but FERRERO Rocher baked oats. So I blended up all my ingredients, and to be honest, it came out a little bit runny. So I decided to go with it and show you guys what happens when it is more runny. I put a dollop of this sugar-free hazelnut spread in the middle, and you can see that it is super runny. That's not the texture we want. And then I topped it off with some Lindt dark chocolate and some chopped up hazelnuts, and I baked it for 25 minutes at 185 degrees. And I want to show you guys the finished product. It was not that great. It was cakey, it wasn't that cakey, and the chocolate in the middle was overcooked, and this is not what we want. So I made it again the next day, thicker consistency. Look how great that was. I just used less liquid. That's what it is. Just use less liquid to start off with. Trust me, you'll be fine. Did the same process, added my hazelnuts and Lindt dark chocolate, cooked it at 185 for about 22 minutes actually this time, and look at the difference. The results speak for itself. That's what we want. That lava cake and cakey baked oats on the outside. It was cakey. It was perfect. Would recommend this recipe. So yeah, super nice. I enjoyed it both times, but I definitely enjoyed it better the second day that I made it. In conclusion, my formula for baked oats is 40 grams of rolled oats, 20 grams of protein powder, half a tablespoon of sweetener, I use stevia, half a teaspoon of baking powder, 40 grams of yogurt, and about 60 to 80 mils of almond milk. Now, this will differ if you're using whey powder. If you choose to use whey powder, start off with 50 mils of almond milk. I usually use vegan protein powder. I use Macro Mike. It's my favorite. It's thicker than whey, and it absorbs a lot more liquid than whey does. So that's why I would recommend, if you do use whey protein powder, to lessen the liquid. In terms of liquid, it does really range. Please just start small and then add as much as you need till it gets a nice thick pancake batter consistency. So if you're blending the oats and it's not really blending in the blender, keep adding a bit more liquid till you reach about 80 to 90 mils even. Just play around, because everyone's products are different. It really depends on what whey you're using, if your yogurt's thick or runny, if you're blending the dry ingredients first. Okay, substitutions. If you do not want to use protein powder, you do not have to. I just recommend it for extra protein, more of a balanced breakfast, and it adds a lot of great taste and texture to the baked oats. If you don't want that, just simply substitute the protein with 20 grams of oats and use a bit less almond milk. You can sub your yogurt for applesauce, a banana, or even an egg. If you do sub it with an egg, please just use less almond milk. Use any sweetener you like. If you're going to use a liquid sweetener, once again, just use less almond milk. Now, in terms of baking your baked oats, my preferred method is in the oven at 185 degrees for 22 minutes. That's 185 degrees Celsius. However, when I'm crunched for time, I love to use the microwave. So I do recommend the microwave because it actually creates such a fluffy texture inside. It just doesn't crisp on the outside. If you're going to use the microwave, make sure that your batter is thick, and you can microwave for 1 to 2 minutes. Sometimes 2 minutes 30 seconds. Just depends on your microwave and its settings, because everyone's microwave is different. Or you can air fry it in the air fryer. I would air fry it at 180 degrees for about 12 minutes. I hope that you guys become pros at making baked oats and you learn from my mistakes from this video. They're there for educational purposes. I hope that you enjoy baked oats as much as I do, and that you enjoyed the recipes that I shared today. Also, I'm going to be making this into like a series because I have so many baked oats recipes up in my noggin. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time.